Guys, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the SD-WAN controller integration, in which we have vSmart, vManage, vBond. We will be integrating with each other, and we will be using CA server. In this CA server, we will be using it for the certificate generation. CA server will be responsible for issuing certificate to the my devices. We have one NTP server which will be used for the time synchronization. Here you on the left you can see I have one server which is my Active Directory as well as CA server. This is my management network which is responsible for the management purpose. So this is how my topology is. All three controllers are connected to the switch, and I'm going to use VPN 0 for managing these controller, and only one interface is connected to the device. Let's get started, guys. So first of all, I will be configuring my all three controllers through CLI, the basic configuration, and then we'll jump into the GUI part. So first of all, I'm accessing my vManage. Let me set my Windows. So first time when I log in into vManage, you can see I'm using the version 19.2.1, the default username admin. Here, first of all, it will ask me to change the default password. Here, I will change my default password. I'll keep admin at the rate 123, admin at the rate 123. Now, here is asking me that whatever the available storage, it will show us and it asks us that which storage you would like to use for the database storage configuration, configurations, file storage, everything. So I have HDB and HDC. Okay, I will be using my HDB, so I will be selecting one and enter. It will ask me that we are going to format the HDB and make it compatible with the vManage controller. So I'm saying yes. So as soon as I click on yes, it will format the drive and restart the vManage. In meanwhile, vManage is getting restarted. Let me access the other controller, which is my vSmart. Same applies to vSmart also. Once I log in, it will ask me to change the password. I will change the password. Here in vSmart, it won't ask me for doing uh, such things regarding the hard drive. I'm just straight get into the vSmart. You can see the default host name, which is vSmart. Now I'm going to do some basic configuration, which is through CLI. So pretty similar like Cisco iOS config T. I will go to system. In system, I will configure some system parameters like system IP, config 10112. It's a virtual IP. It's like a loopback, and this automatically creates a virtual interface, and that has to be unique in your SD-WAN domain. Then we will configure site ID. Site ID is very important, and we need to configure it according to the requirement. So my all devices are belongs to my data center, so we'll be participating to the same site ID 100. Then third is the organization name, very important organization name. The license file, the vManage list license file, which you will be having, that will contains your organization name. That organization name and the organization name here on your devices needs to be same. Otherwise, when you upload your vManage list, it will prompt an error. So I will be configuring, let's say, my domain using this name. Now, after that, we need to specify the vBond IP. In my last video, I explained about the relationship between the controllers. So we got to know that vBond is a quite important component, and this is the first device when once a vEdge comes up. First of all, it will talk to vBond. vBond will provide the details about the vSmart and vManage. So vSmart and vManage needs to know about the vBond. So I will be configuring the IP address of my vBond. After that, I would like to set my clock time zone, Asia. I'm in India, so I'll be configuring Kolkata. NTP server. I'm using my NTP server whose IP is 192.168.0.254 and prefer communication via VPN 0. So once I configure that, so far the configuration has not been changed. I can change the host name as well. I'll configure it vSmart. Now, so far configuration is not configured. Okay, it is not executed. You can change. You can see I have changed the host name, but still it's not reflected. Why? Because configuration is in candidate form right now. If I do show configuration, I can see whatever configuration is in candidate form now, and I need to commit this candidate config to get executed. If you guys have experience on Cisco iOS XR, it's have the similar kind of concept. Maybe Nokia, the other vendor also. So I need to commit this configuration. Okay. So I will do commit. As soon as I hit the commit, it will execute the configuration. Once it's execute the configuration, you can see my host name is being changed. Okay. I have my host name changed. And now if I show you show running config system, you can see my host name is being changed. The host name is being configured. System IP, site ID, organization name, and this is here. I have my vBond IP. If I go down below, I have my NTP server also configured. So with this, my vSmart basic configuration is being done. Now let's go to back to vManage. Should be up now. So once a device reload, we have to wait to get this message system ready. If system is not ready, even though it's showing you the login prompt, it won't allow you to log in. It will ask you, you have to wait till system ready message. Once system ready message is there, you can log in. Now I'm in my vManage. Similar kind of configuration I need to be done on here as well. So system, I will change the host name as vManage. System IP 10.1.1. Site ID. Site ID should be same on all my devices. So that will be 100. Organization name, my domain, same clock, time zone. Time plays a very major role because here we are doing integration. Integration is done is authenticating the devices each other based on the certificate. So time plays a very major role. So that's why I'm having one NTP server 254 prefer VPN 0. You can check my candidate configuration from here. All looks good. Let's go and oops, I missed one part, which is my vBond IP 0.203. This IP I'm going to configure. Okay, I haven't configured it yet. So this is my system level configuration. Now let's come down to the interface level configuration. I need to configure to my interface level. So as I said, I will be using VPN 0. So I will be going into VPN 0 interface 80, and I will be assigning IP 201/24. Shut. I don't need any routing, otherwise I could have configured the default route or static route here. So, but I don't need that because we are in just one single network. So I will be committing the configuration. To look at it, I can do show run VPN 0. I can see my interface config. Show interface 80. Here it will show me the configured parameters and the interface status. So my interface is up. Looks good. Let's go to the vSmart. VPN 0, interface Ethernet 0, 92.168.0.203/24, no shut, commit. Let's verify, VPN 0, looks good, show interface Ethernet 0. Okay, let's come to the vBond now. I'm doing the initial configuration. Same, it will ask me to change the password. Once I log in into the vBond, you can see the host name is vEdge. When I was logging into vManage or vSmart, the host name was their respective host names. But here we have vEdge. The reason behind vBond does not have any specific image to itself. vBond is using a vEdge image. Okay, vBond is nothing, is a vEdge where we will specify that, hey, you are going to act as a vBond. That's all. Okay. So same set of configuration needs to be applied here. Host name, vBond, system IP, 10113, site ID 100, organization name, my domain, and here I will specify vBond as 192.168.203, my own IP, the IP address which I'm going to configure on my own, and use the keyword local. Local keyword will be used to specify that this device is going to be act as a vBond. Other than that, the rest same. Time zone and NTP server 0. Submit. Will be configuring the interface VPN 0. Interface gig 00. You can see on my vBond and vSmart I was using ETH0, but on my vBond I have gig 0 because ETH0 is by default in VPN 512, and we cannot take ETH0 out of VPN 512 on a vEdge image. So we have to use the interface gig 0 if we are using VPN 0. But if we are using out of band management, in that case we can use ETH0, which is by default part of VPN 512. Okay, so I will be assigning IP here 2 3. Now, other than IP, I require a couple of configurations here. First thing is that I need to make it as a tunnel interface. Why tunnel interface? Because the control connections are going to be terminated. The control connections from vSmart and vManage are going to be terminated on this interface. So I have to make the tunnel interface. And when I make tunnel interface, I have to specify which type of encapsulation it is going to support. So we have GRE and we have IPsec. We already discussed about the type of encapsulation and all in our previous video. So here we will be using encapsulation IPsec. Along with that, when I make a tunnel interface, there are only certain services which are allowed. Okay, only few services which will be allowed on the tunnel interface. So what we will do, we will be doing allow service all, because we don't want to restrict any kind of services on our interface. So we will be allowing all the services out there. Now commit. If I show you the change here, show interface 00, the interface type, the port type is transport. If I compare it with the vSmart, is service, or vManage is service. Even though we are going to change this also later, but initially we can get started with this. But on vBond, we have to make it at the in the initial stage as a transport. Okay, so all the components has been configured. Let's do some ping pong test. 68202, which is my vSmart. Okay, it's not the ping. Why? Sorry, I configured wrong IP. My bad. Should be 202/20. Show interface 0. It's good. Let's try now. I can ping 202, which is my vSmart, and I should be able to ping my vBond, which is 203. Looks good. I have my ping test done, and all three controls are able to ping. Now it's time to access our vManage. vManage IP address is it's 0. So I will be going to my browser and accessing this IP. It'll ask me a certificate error. I'll say okay, proceed. So here you go, guys. This is the first GUI of your SD-WAN controller, vManage controller. I will be logging in at main and my password. So here, so this is your main dashboard of vManage version 19.2.1. There will be slight differences in different versions of the controller. Depends on which version you are in. So as the time we are recording this video, the latest version is 20.0.x something, and we are using 19.2.1, quite stable version. I used it and it's quite stable. Once we log in, you can see on the right hand side corner, we have an error called this error is invalid. What this error says is if I click on this, it's saying that no certificate is being installed. We have to install the certificate. We will go into that. Let's first of all, let's go to the admin settings and do some basic settings on the GUI. Okay. So first of all, organization name using my domain, save, vBond IP address 380.203, save. If I go down here, I have a control certificate authorization. We go here, you can find multiple options: Cisco automated, semantic automated, manual. Cisco automated, it will contact to the Cisco cloud and get the certificate from there, the root certificate. Here we are specifically talking about root certificate. Okay. Semantic automated, that means it will go to semantic server, get the root certificate from there. You should be having the valid account there. Manual means you will be download from Cisco or semantic and upload it to this device, but we are not going to use any one of them. Okay. What we are going to do is we are going to use enterprise root certificate. Enterprise root certificate is basically the CA server, the local CA server, which we guys are having. Okay. So we will be using a local root CA certificate for our authentication. So here, if you can see on my next window, I have a root certificate server, CA server. So I will be using this CA server for all my certificate requests. How I have configured this CA server? Pretty simple. I have just installed Windows Server 2008 and installed CA server on it. You can easily find out how to install CA server on Windows 2008 or 2012, whatever version it is. You can easily get that detail. So I have just done that, and I'm able to access that. It's my CA server is up and running. So first thing I will do is click on that set CSR properties and configure CSR. CSR is just a certificate signing request. So when you add the controllers, whether it's a vManage or vSmart or vBond, you need to generate a CSR for them for requesting the certificate. Okay. So for those CSR, I will be predefining my parameters. So parameters, first of all, my domain names will be my domain dot local, organization, my domain, Delhi, state, email is post one, my domain.com, India. Validity will be 1 year. So now I need to upload the root certificate. For uploading root certificate, I will go here, go to download CA certificate, because this is CA certificate is known as root certificate. So I will click on download CA certificate, select base 64 format and download the certificate. Will download the certificate in my downloads. Let me, now I need to upload this. I will go to vManage, click on select file. So here we have our certificate. It's asking for PEM format, so I will ask for all files. Here's my root.cer, my certificate. I will open it. So here's my certificate. I will go down and click on import save. So by doing that, my certificate is being, my root certificate, to be very specific, my root certificate is being installed. If you guys understand the PKI environment, we need two types of certificate. One is device certificate and one is root certificate. The one which I have uploaded just now is the root certificate. Okay. Now, if I go back to my main dashboard, I'm still getting that invalid error. Why we are getting this invalid error? Because I have uploaded the root certificate, but device certificate is still not available. I have to authorize my device certificate from the same root CA server, which root certificate I have installed. Okay, I guess I'm making sense to you. So for doing that, we will be going into configuration, devices, controllers. Here I can see my controller and the certificate status is not installed. So for generating and installing the device certificate, I need to generate the device certificate and add into it. Okay, so I will go to certificates, controllers. Here, if I click on these three dots on the right hand side of my window, and I will click on generate CSR, generate certificate signing request. This CSR will be used for generating the root certificate. Click on generate CSR, select the CSR from here, copy it, close. I'm going to my root certificate, my CA server, going back to my main window and click on request certificate. If you guys are aware of Microsoft Windows CA server, you will be able to do that. You can use some open CA server as well. It's not mandatory to use Microsoft only. So now if you click on advanced certificate request, here you will put your CSR, select web server and submit. Once you submit, it will say that certificate has been issued to that CSR. Click on base 64 encoded and download certificate. So download that. The certificate will be downloaded. Now let's install this certificate. Go back to vManage. Let's vManage. So I will be clicking on the install certificate button here. Select file. Here you can see I have my certificate downloaded, which is vManage. I have renamed it with the name of vManage. Open and install. It will take a while. You can see the scheduled status. It will check your time synchronization, the CSR properties, UUID, everything should be same. So if everything is in place, the status should be success. Success means good. Our device certificate is being installed successfully. If I go back to my main dashboard, my error has been gone. Okay, no more invalid error. That means I have successfully installed the device certificate and the root certificate in this vManage controller. Now, as we have installed the root certificate, when we integrate the other controllers, when we integrate vSmart, when we integrate vBond, we need the root certificate also needs to be, because root certificate has to be on each and every component and it has to be identical. The same root certificate has to be installed on all the devices, including your all three controller as well as your vEdges also. But what I can do by using an API call, I can enable a auto synchronization of the root certificate from vManage to my controllers, whether I'm integrating more controllers into it, whether I'm integrating any other any other vManage or more vBond, vSmart. So I will be able to do that. Okay. So for that matter, what I will do, I will be using one API call, and that API call will be responsible for synchronizing the root. Remember, just root certificate. Device certificate still need to add in. Okay, device certificate still need to add in. Only the root certificate will be synchronized automatically. Otherwise, I need to manually go on each and every controller and install the root certificate. So the API call is HTTPS my vBond IP 0.201 slash. I need to go to data service system device sync, then root cert chain. This will, if I click on this, sorry, it's root cert chain, typo error. As soon as I do that, it will show me a message which is saying that sync root cert chain is done. That means root certificate synchronization is done. Now, when I add my other controllers here, my vSmart, my vBond, they will automatically synchronize the root certificate. Okay. Now let's go back to the controller. So my vManage is up and running, but before I add the vSmart and vBond, if you remember, I was showing you the the status of the interface. Okay, the port type of the interface is service. Service interface cannot be used to initiate and terminate the control connections. And we have to build the control connections between the controllers. So we have to change the port type from service to the transport. Let me bring my CLI access here. If I go to vManage, the port type is service. I need to change it to interface 0. So I will say tunnel interface, allow service all. As I told you, when we enable the tunnel interface, when we enable the transport mode, only certain services has been allowed. So for allowing all the services, we will be using allow service all. And I will do commit. Once I do that, if I check now, show interface 80, my interport type is transport. Transport means good. This interface is able to initiate and terminate the control connections. Same thing I'm going to do on my vSmart. 0 interface 0 tunnel interface allow service all. So done. Now I will go back to my vManage, go to configuration and devices, click on controllers tab, and here I will click on add controller. Okay, I will click on add controller. First of all, I'll add my vSmart, add my vSmart IP 168.0.202, username, admin, password, Uh, Here I can select the protocol, whether I want DTLS connection to be used or TLS connection to be used. Okay, I'll be using DTLS, generate CSR. I'll be using that manually later, so I will be unticking that. DTLS, I'll just use the default one and click on add. As soon as I add, you can see my vSmart is in the list, even though it's not synced yet, but still it's available in my list. Click on add controller, vBond now, 2.168.0.203, admin, okay, no CSR, I will do it manually, and so my vSmart is being added, vBond is being added, but okay, still they are not in sync. Why? Because the device certificate is not installed yet. As I said, the root certificate will be automatically synchronized from the devices to the controllers. Now I will go to configuration certificates. So my first step is done, which I did with vManage, which was installing root certificate. Now I will be performing just my second action with this, which is installing the device certificate. So same process I'm going to follow again here. I will go to my vSmart first, click on generate CSR, the same thing. Select the CSR, copy, go to the CA server, back, click on advanced certificate, paste my CSR, selecting the oops, web server, submit, download the certificate. The smart, go to the manage, click on install certificate, select the smart, install. So as soon as we do that, it should be able to install the certificate here. Done. Successful. Success means good. So now if I go to my main dashboard, it will take a while to get synced, the vSmart showing here. If I go back to my devices, controllers, vSmart is not being synced yet. Give a while to it. Verify the configuration from CLI. Okay, all looks good to me. Show control connections. Connection has not been built yet. Show run video. Download the service. It may take a while, so in meanwhile, let's go and do the same for vBond. The certificate, controllers, vBond, generate CSR, copy, server, submit, vBond. Let's go back to vManage, install certificate, vBond install. Let it get installed. Okay, done. So successfully install the vBond. Let me go back to devices, controllers. vBond is being synced. You can see the site ID and the system IP, vSmart. Yeah, now vSmart also up. Okay, so you can see my all three controllers are up. We should add vBond first and then vSmart. So you can see my all three controllers are up. vManage, vSmart, vBond, all their respective system IPs, site IDs, and they all are in sync. Okay. If I go to my main dashboard, here you can see my vSmart is up. One vSmart is up. If I click, it will show me the details. My one vBond is up. It shows the details of it. My one vManage is up, the local device. So my all three controllers are up and they are integrated. Okay. If I go to the devices, controllers, I can see my all devices here. Okay. So with this, we have done the controller integration. I will show you the edge integration in my later video. Thank you.